Let's talk about Yellowstone, because I would be in Yellowstone in a heartbeat.
Oh, yeah?
You guys make it look so amazing. What has it been like shooting there for the last 7 years? I know you don't get your hands dirty. You kind of do, but...
yeah, dirty in a different way. I mean, shooting the show has been amazing. I always wanted to live in the mountains. I always wanted to live... had fantasies about what Montana was when I was a kid and the mystery of the land. So it was amazing to shoot there and to shoot this show there. And also just the experience of learning about the West at first. Like there was a lot of things I was interested in there. So it's been fascinating, but it's also, it's been a real challenge too, because Jamie's a difficult character to play.
Lord, the black sheep of the family. And sometimes you want to root for him and you feel like there's always a soft spot, but the decisions are questionable. So what is it like for you, a character that is complex like that?
Oh, I love it. I love playing complex characters, and he is the most complex that I've ever played. And I love it mostly because the reaction I get from people is, they're torn. It's like you feel, they want to hate him. He's the bad guy. They know, especially if they're sort of seeing things from John Dutton's perspective, he's the antagonist. So I should hate him. But they also know that Jamie's broken, and he's been broken by John and by the experience of living at this ranch. And a lot of the actions come from that, and they can't help but I understand that. Mm-hmm. And that makes it a complicated feeling for them. And I just kind of I enjoy seeing their being torn.
Another dynamic and relationship that we love to see is, of course, Beth and Jamie.
Mm-hmm.
They are going at it. They have been going at it.
Mm-hmm.
Is a train going to be pulling up to the train station? That's kind of where we leave off, and we have this uncertainty, but who comes out on top? Can you tell us?
It's at the most dangerous it's ever been where we leave it. And, I don't want to spoil anything for the fans and tell them, but yeah, I mean, it does come to a head. We are at the tipping point. Mm-hmm. There is resolution, and, I'm excited for them to see what that is and how it comes about. But it's all very heightened. We're at that point now.
Yeah. So we can't give away where it goes, but where we leave off, you kind of played the reverse Uno card,
mm-hmm.
right? She had
nice.
She had this upper hand a little
mm-hmm.
bit for a while, and
mm-hmm.
so now it seems like you kind of had the big reveal.
Mm-hmm.
What is it like playing across Kelly and, figuring out that dynamic between the two characters?
It's great. I mean, it's hard. I'm torn because when I know there's a day coming up to shoot with Kelly, I know it's going to be tough for Jamie's perspective. It's either going to be physically tough or emotionally tough or some kind of, going to leave that scene not feeling great. But that I get to do it with Kelly is really special, and she's so talented, but also we have a great relationship, and we're able to trust each other and allow each other to go as far as we can to make these scenes so hard mm-hmm. for the audience and so hard for the characters to get through. So it's also something I'm excited about in those days. So I'm torn, but I always leave it there feeling terrible because Jamie never comes out on top. I mean, the last scene was as close as he ever got, but you just always have the feeling that he's gonna mess it up somehow, right?
Yeah, you're like, I was rooting for you.
Yeah.
But she's a tough character. I mean, if anyone's going to beat him down, it's going to be bad.
Oh, yeah, easily.
Yeah. I do want to know, because you touched on it, where part of the storyline with Jamie is his relationship with his father.
Yeah.
With Kevin Costner leaving,
mm-hmm.
without John Dutton, I guess in the sense that we've seen him,
mm-hmm.
how does the storyline continue? I know fans
mm-hmm.
are questioning whether they'll get the closure that they're looking for.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about that?
I can't really tell you anything about that, but I can tell you that it's the way Taylor's handled it is great. It's well done, and it's I think the fans will like it, and it's it's in the Yellowstone way. It's big and dramatic and visceral, and so all that's true still to this day. Although I'll just say about Kevin that he's such a huge part of the show, and he leaves a big hole, and we miss him, and I wish him the best of luck.
Definitely. So, the secrecy around how the story goes. I know that you guys were running a tight ship over there to make sure that there were no leaks, nothing got out. What was that like for you from your perspective, to be burdened or just carry that responsibility?
I was nervous to, they didn't want to send digital scripts, so, we were having to, I had these scripts and that nobody had, and I knew the story about Sam Jackson leaving an Avengers script in a car, or was it Breaking Bad? I don't remember. This is one of those stories, and I was terrified that was going to be me. So when I got mine, I locked them in a drawer, and they didn't leave that drawer unless I had to look at them for whatever. So it was nerve-wracking. Everything was redacted. There were double security IDs and stuff. The crew didn't always know what was going on. It was a challenge, but it was. I guess that's what we are these days. It can leak in any possible way, so you can kind of understand where they're coming from.
Definitely, but what does that kind of dedication mean to you? I mean, I'm sure that that's because they want the fans to experience it for the first time.
Well, that's why I won't tell you any spoilers today. Like I as a TV fan or a movie fan, I don't want any spoilers. I don't even like foreshadowing because I pick up on that too easily. So, I'm with those fans, and so I'm glad they went to the secrecy to maintain that. For a lot of us, that's really why we watch TV.
Definitely. I'm more of the give me the end and then
that's my wife.
My wife can't handle it.
Yeah, that's how my wife is. She would say, when we did Game of Thrones, she would read ahead and I could feel her reacting to things too early, and so I didn't even like that.
Oh my gosh. What was it like then when you got the script and you're reading through it? Are you, as a fan of the show yourself, are you taking it in as you're trying to figure out where your character goes?
Yeah, I have to walk a balance because I try to a big rule for me as an actor is try to put my personal feelings aside about the character or about even the story I'm telling, because to make it as real as possible for the audience, I want it to be as focused as I could be on the moments and where the character's coming from. So I have a hard time judging what I'm reading, and I'm often wrong if I think one or the other anyway. But, we've always hit on this show, and I know that this will be the same, because he puts a lot into this. He cares a lot about his fans and about the story. So it's going to hit right.
Definitely. And just lastly, last day on the set, what was that like? I can only imagine how emotional that was.
Well, yeah, it always is. We've gone through a lot on this show, so we've left each other a few times and not knowing when we were coming back or what was going on. So this was another one of those moments. We're just so used to them, though. But our crew is the best, and they work so hard and commit so much, and we've all been through a lot together over these years, and so always hard to say goodbye to them, not knowing if you'll see them again.
Or maybe there's a spin-off. That would be in true Yellowstone fashion.
A few sequels, a couple spin-offs, a dash of
right?
Yeah.
A movie.
Yeah.
I'd love it. Well, hopefully we get to see all of it. Thank you for keeping the storyline intact and not telling us too much, but just keeping us engaged.
Well,
I love
appreciate it. Thank you very much.